It's a simple question that now terrifies politicians the world over. And it's this: what is a woman?
What is a woman? This is a favourite interview question asked of politicians and activists alike, and is often used as a sort of gotcha to knock down any attempt at a trans-inclusive discussion.
What's a woman? Well, what is a woman? What is a woman, out of interest?
Another question in a similar vein that started cropping up more recently is, does a woman have a cervix? A closed question obviously intended to railroad the interviewee into either answering yes or no, with only their vague recollections of school-level biology to fall back on. Regardless of your viewpoint, I think we can all agree that the answers provided from these interviews are often lacking. So here it is, an actual definition of the word woman. Woman is a multifaceted role within society, which is defined by a complex interplay of various social and cultural factors. For example, clothing, hairstyle, behaviours and other forms of expression all play a part in defining womanhood. Women are often assigned female at birth. That's true, but womanhood is not solely defined by biological sex. You see, the concept of woman is a socially and personally nuanced identity in which there are a huge range of factors and characteristics which may be applicable, and none of which are mandatory. Basically, the more boxes you tick from the common traits associated with woman list, the more likely it is that you identify as a woman. Some factors can include having longer hair, wearing makeup, painting your nails, wearing skirts and dresses, having pierced ears, wearing high heels. But of course, we all know women who don't do any of these things, and it doesn't make them any less of a woman. The same holds true for physical traits too. Sure, women are more likely to have shorter stature, smaller hands and feet, breasts, periods, be able to get pregnant, etc. But again, none of these are mandatory. Tall women exist. Women who can't get pregnant exist. Women with large hands and feet exist. Flat-chested women exist. Women who don't have periods exist. And they are still women. We also don't denounce women for whom the number of woman traits they exhibit has been reduced over time. For example, women with cancer who've lost their hair or breasts or wombs. We still recognise them as women. And yes, this does mean that some women don't have cervixes. And so we come to trans women. To invalidate the rights and dignity of trans women is to invalidate the rights and dignity of many cis women too. Transphobia is deeply misogynistic in the way it confines womanhood to very narrow, traditionally and ultimately sexist roles and expectations, often reducing women to nothing but their bodies, and it discards women who can't or don't want to fit into these expectations. This is why we need to embrace a more inclusive and compassionate perspective on gender. To do otherwise is exclusionary to women from all walks of life. Instead, let's celebrate the richness of the human experience and value each person's right to identify and express their gender authentically. And that, my friends, is what a woman is.